matter. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, y'all having a blessed, wonderful Sunday. Hopefully, God has been wonderful in your life, which I'm sure He has. And, another beautiful day, another wonderful day. And you just can't make this stuff up sometimes. Oh, man, just watching the Democratic Party just totally losing their mind is unbelievable. Unbelievable. They're just losing their mind. Losing their mind. If you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, 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 very much. And you know what? We're going to have to pray for them. That's real talk. Because the level of embarrassment that we're seeing out of them is just unbelievable. It really is. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And for people that actually voted for these people, you have to ask yourself, what the heck was I thinking when I voted for these people? What was I thinking? That's real talk. You got to ask yourself, what was I thinking when I voted for these people? Ain't that crazy? It's crazy. It is off the wall crazy. Some of it just, when you look at it, it's just a total embarrassment. It really is. It's a total embarrassment. When I watch Jasmine Crockett, whatever her name is, in the Democratic Party, as I call them Democrats at this point, because there's nothing you can say about it, but it's demonic. And that's why I call them Democrats. And until they get their behavior together, and until they act like they got some real common sense and stop entertaining Satan, that's what they're going to be to me. They're going to be Democrats. What's up, Christopher Real? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hopefully all is well. And that's what they are to me. And that's what they're going to be to me as Democrats. That's the only way I can explain them. That's the only way to explain them. That's it. It's the only way to explain them. It's Democrats. And, they are, when you look at the way that they're protesting, and you just got to laugh. You really have to laugh at this stuff. It's unbelievable what you're seeing. But, it is what it is. I mean, we're in the process of making America great again. And, yeah, she's a nutcase. She's a nutcase. She is definitely a nutcase, Chris, for real. She is definitely a nutcase. But like I said, we're on our way to making America great again. And I am extremely excited. I'm happy that we're getting what we voted for, because basically that's what we're getting, what we voted for. So it'd just be funny when you hear people on the side be like, oh, now I hope y'all get what y'all voted for. I hope y'all get what y'all voted for. We hope we get what we voted for too. Are y'all happy? First Man. What's up, First Man? How you doing? God bless you. God bless you. Hey, like, are y'all happy now? Y'all happy now? Man, we ecstatic. We don't know what you talk about. Could you imagine that? I mean, imagine, you think about a lot of times when we all vote, and we have our own reasons why we vote for whoever we vote for. But you actually watching your vote, the person you vote for, actually doing what they said they was going to do. And now you want us to be upset about the fact that he's doing what he said he's going to do. Now, we could talk about this till the cows come home. But he said, if you electing me, if you vote for me, I'm going to secure the border. It's actually secure. Y'all see that? The border is actually secure. Like, border crossings has dropped by 95%. And it might even be higher than that. I'm watching a video they show on the news where they're just traveling through the border and there's nobody. Wow, look at that. And like I said, they always trying to talk about, oh, we need Congress to act. We need Congress to act. I've been saying it for a long time. You don't need, the President of the United States is the head of the military. And he has every right to protect the country because that's what his job is, and that's what he was elected to do. So you can't give a president power and tell him to protect the country and then turn around and tie his hands to say, don't protect the country. But that's exactly what was happening under Joe Biden. They didn't care about America. And none of these Democrats on the other side did you ever hear any one of them pissed off at Joe Biden for allowing that border to be open the way it was? Why? Because they was all making money off of it. That's the reason why they didn't want to stop that border. They didn't want that border closed, and that's why they pissed off right now. The money that they was making off of these hotels and off of these programs and all of these so-called nonprofit programs that they funneling all these billions of dollars to, all in the name of immigration. And then I had one person says to me, it came in the comments talking about some reparations. And I told him, I said, sorry, Democrats already spent it. And he was like, what? Yep, Democrats already. Reparations has already been spent by the Democratic Party. That's where it's all, those billions, doing their trillions of dollars that they've been stealing and moving every way they was moving in it. That was your reparations. Because if they care, they the ones always talking reparations, right? So if they were so big on reparations, all that money they've been funneling through all of these fake programs, why nobody in the black community got reparations out of that? That's what I want to know. Why the black community? Because I'm be honest with you, I'm talking to the ones that always talk about the black community, because by and large, black people vote Democrat. So in all of these ones that was talking reparations, why none of that money hit y'all pockets? And then the idiot Jasmine had the audacity to come at somebody and say, oh, what's $5,000 going to do for somebody? These people are so hypocritical, it ain't funny. This is the sadness that you see. If you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very, very much. Help me grow this channel because, you know, we want to make it as big as possible. And I mean, so God bless y'all. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. I really appreciate every single person that comes on my live that have been showing mad support. Rather you agree politically, disagree, or whatever, wherever your stance at. I appreciate it. I really do. Honestly, I really, really, really do. And what's up? Word up. How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. But yeah, and this is the stuff that they keep spewing out of their mouth, but they're not actually supporting the very communities that they say they so for. Because all of that money, probably trillions. I'm gonna say it's probably in the bit of it is in the ballpark of trillions. Why didn't none of that money make it to the ground in the black and Hispanic community, who by and large vote Democrat? And y'all the one was always spewing the reparations and stuff like that. Al Sharpton and Roland Martin, all of them spewing reparations. Now look, if y'all look at the money that Al Sharpton and Roland Martin and them be getting off of these, what I say KKK liberals or whatever, why they never wear them? Why neither one of these people have any type of industry in the black community where they're running it, where they're actually showing and building wealth in the black community? The only thing they offer the black community is race bait. Why don't none of these people that talk that stuff own some type of manufacturing company where they offering the black community great jobs? I want to know. For all of the years that they've been race baiting, you mean to tell me you haven't made enough money to start to maybe build some automobiles, open up some type of industry, open up some type of farming, anything that could have provided jobs in those communities, real jobs, sustainable jobs, businesses, whatever. Because y'all been around for a long time. And all y'all been doing the whole darn time is talk. I don't care if they mad if he was censored. See, my thing is this: is that if the skin color mattered that much, why they never there when it comes to financial? How much more are they gonna keep letting people like Roland Martin and them, all of them spew all that stuff? How much more money they gonna let them make before they hold them accountable for their communities? Because none of them are living in the conditions that they keep telling black people to vote for and Hispanic people to vote for. None of them are dealing with it. They got, I guarantee you, they got guns, security, and everything else around them. But they want you to be subject to all these illegal immigrants, these criminals that they done brought all over here, and they want you to jump on board and recruit you to help support that. How is that beneficial to the black community? If you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. How is any of that beneficial to the black and Hispanic or any community? Let alone the black and Hispanic, any community. How is that beneficial to America? But the only reason why I'm using the black and Hispanic community, because they the ones that vote for, if you look at population-wise, they have been voting by and large for Democrats. And I'm trying to figure out, what do they get out of it? Especially the black community. Because if you look at the pay scale, if you look at everything demographically, we're at the bottom of the totem pole. But yet we keep voting for Democrat. We keep doing it. We keep doing it. We got the most crime, vote Democrat. The less wealth, vote Democrat. Worst looking neighborhoods, but vote Democrat. Make it make sense. I'll be trying to ask people, make it make sense. And then the ones that do better, they get away from it because they know ain't nothing going to change. They'll still talk that stuff, but they'll do it from their own safe neighborhood. But you ain't going to see no change. You know why you're not going to see no change? Because that's the design of the Democratic Party is to keep you reliant on what you think the government can do for you. And it is nothing. Really, the government ain't doing nothing from you. They stealing it from taxpayers and handing some of it to you. But by and large, they're getting most of it. They don't want you motivated. What's up, Quarterman? How you doing? God bless you. God bless you. Welcome in. Please hit that like button, subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. Still on the plantation. My thing is this. It perplexes me. That is no benefit. And this is not even, listen, I have people that come at my neck and talk about something. Oh, what has the Republican Party done for the black community or any community? And I keep explaining to them, they're not supposed to. Y'all don't vote for them. Why would I campaign to people who I already know not going to vote for me? That's what I'm not. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I think Trump took a bold move the first time he ran. He's still doing it. When he said, when he turned around, he was like, what do y'all got to lose? He's trying to tell y'all from there that y'all been losing all this time. And you're right, Christopher, they are. But we've been losing. Listen, we've been losing the whole time, right? So he's saying, what do y'all got to lose? If you vote for me, what do you got to lose? You already losing. But then the Democratic Party and them going to say, they're going to try to paint racism. No, somebody got up and said the truth right in your face. You're already losing. And yet you're going to keep voting this way. Give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. Just give me a shot. And see what the difference is. And then when he got in office, you seen financial progression in the Democratic Party. I mean, amongst the black and Hispanic community. And you know what the Democratic Party did? When they got Joe Biden in there, they destroyed every bit of that. They was like, no, they look like they're about to leave the plantation. We got to go back to bankrupting them financially. Y'all think that they don't know what they were doing when they destroyed this economy? That's exactly what the intent was, to make sure that those voters stay reliant on the government so they never change their vote. That's why they did it. When everybody looked at Joe Biden's campaign, he kept saying build back better. And I'm going to emphasize on this for a reason. Joe Biden kept saying we want to build back better. First of all, it was already better when you got there. The economy was thriving. Everybody was doing well. People was actually making money. So what do you actually intend to build back better? The thing you should have did was kept the train rolling, but you didn't. The reason why he said build back better, because they had every intention of destroying this country. Because in order to build something back better, you must first destroy what's already there. And that was his intent. But nobody was reading the room. That's why he never would have got my vote. Like other things, I wasn't voting for Trump. For Joe Biden. But his intent was to destroy this economy, destroy America, bring down America. That was the intent. But they had no plan of building it back better. That was not the intent. It just sounded cliches when they came up with it. Oh, we're going to say build back better. Why? So that'll let you know we're going to destroy this economy. We're going to destroy America. But we have no plan on how to put it back together. We're just going to destroy it. And then people went and voted for that. And then after the fact, inflation went sky high, cost of living went sky high, everything went sky high, houses went sky high because they started enlarging government. And once you enlarge government, there goes inflation. Because only the government can cause inflation. And then this is what we see today. And if you try to destroy something, you don't have no plan. You know what they do when they don't have no, when somebody destroys something, they don't have no plan to put it back together. Everybody just stands around and look. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's keep talking about it. That's what happened. They will continuously keep talking about it. They was, oh, this is bad and that's bad, but they have no plan on how to fix it. None. It's nothing worse than being in a room with a bunch of complainers and nobody have no ability or have no knowledge or no intentions of how to fix it. That's the difference in different people. You'll have a bunch of people in the room. You have, let's say it's 20 people. And 15 out of the 20 will be sitting there complain. Maybe 1 or 2 will be sitting there looking for solutions. They'll say, you know what? How can we fix this? Forget complaining about it because we can complain till the cows come home. But how can we fix this? And you might have 1 or 2 that will come up with an idea to help fix that problem. And the more you start talking about solutions, the less people start complaining. And that's why most places where you work, you usually see 20 to 30% of the people doing the vast majority of the work. The rest of them are just kind of cruising along. Riding on the backs of the ones that really actually do the job and do the work. So when you start to see all of this stuff, this is the reason why we have a lot of the problems that we have. Because there's a vast majority of Americans that's unmotivated because they've been supporting the Democratic Party. They've been voting that way. And now they've made them lazy. And I'm not saying all. They made them not want to work. They made them unmotivated. That's why if we don't change the course of what we was going at and the direction we was going, we are going to be a country dependent on everybody else's knowledge other than the one in America. Because at some point, only thing America was offering was services. If all of the car making is done all across seas, nobody over here not going to know how to make them no more. If all of the clothes making is over in seas, nobody here is not going to know how to make clothes no more. And this is the stuff. If everything is being manufactured over everywhere else and not right here in America, nobody over here not going to do it. All the farming is done over there. Nobody over here going to know how to do none of this stuff. And this is how idiotic the Democratic Party is. They think there's an endless pool of money or supplies that just, no, you got to have it done here. It needs to be done right here at home. I'm not saying 100% everything, but the vast majority of things that America needs to do should be done at home so that we have a future. Because if nobody here knows how to do it, what's going to happen is we're going to be relying on what they're willing to do. And if they got all control, then they're going to be able to dictate how much we pay for it. Trump, it ain't going to be about tariffs no more. They're going to say, well, America don't know how to do nothing, so we can charge them what we want. And y'all going to be talking about, oh, Trump put tariffs. Tariffs ain't going to mean nothing because they're going to own everything. They're going to own all the manufacturing businesses. That's the reason why he's using it as a means to encourage them to do it right here. Because if you do it right here, then the people that's working and actually doing it will learn how to do it even more right here in America. Because a lot of times, let's say you have a restaurant. Somebody owns a restaurant. And maybe I might not be a very good cook or I don't have no really cooking experience. But I go work at a restaurant and I get some cooking experience. But I get so good at it that I realize that, you know what, I might be able to open up my own restaurant because I've learned from this restaurant how it is to run a restaurant business. And maybe there's an element of that that's missing in there that you might have figured out. And now you go open up your restaurant and you're doing just as good. It's the same thing with any industry. Oh, okay, I'm going to learn how to make these cars. Why? I want to take it apart, figure out how to make it so I can make my own car and figure out a way to make it better. But if everybody's doing it in all these other countries, how is that beneficial to America? So that's why I like him using that as a weapon to encourage them to do it right here in America. And already you see big companies shifting the way that they do it. Apple wants to come and Apple wants to invest in America. Honda wants to invest in America. They want to do the business right here in America. But unfortunately, we got a Democratic Party who's been in charge for a long time, been selling this country out for a long time. And this is the reason why we come down to this point. that you have to make a drastic decision to cut all that out, minimize government, cut all of that, encourage businesses to open them up and manufacturing stuff right here so that the good jobs come back to America. Because what happens is, you want to know why billionaires are so wealthy and Americans are so broke? Because they're making their money, or they're getting everything over there. They're not dealing with all of the red tape over here. We're buying all the products. They're making tons of money, and we're not getting anything in return. And they're going to be able to, if you don't put a stop to it now, it's just going to get worse. That's why I'm glad I voted for Trump. I'm glad he's doing and making the decisions that he's making. The thing is, you want to keep this going. So you're going to need somebody to come right behind Trump and stay on course. And we get the 4 years with Trump. Hopefully we get J.D. Vance in there and get 8 years of J.D. Vance. And hopefully it continues on from there, because it's going to take that much to restore this country. What's up, CM? Good morning. Good morning. God bless you too. God bless you too. Real talk. God bless you. If you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. And these are the steps that we need to take as a country to get us back on course. I don't want to be a country that relies on everybody else. I have a problem with that. What's wrong with finding? Well, I don't have a problem with finding wasteful spending. You already know that, because if you watch my lives, watch my video, I want them to clean up government and get rid of a lot of the fat that's in government. Believe me, I know it's necessary. In order for us to get this country back on track, it is extremely necessary. So I understand. They mad about wasteful spending, because the wasteful spending is not really being wasted. It's being stolen. And they're the ones pocketing their money, going into their pockets. So yeah, it's wasteful spending, but it ain't really being wasted. It's being stolen. Because how you give that much money to Ukraine and nobody knows where it went? Over $200 billion, according to Ukraine, they'd only seen about 80 billion of it, and nobody can track where the rest of that money went. They know where it went, but if they tell you where it went, that means they have to tell on themselves. And that's real talk. They would have to snitch on themselves if they told you where it actually went. They're not going to tell on themselves. They're going to say, oh, no, we don't know where that, we have no idea where that money went. How can you not account for that much money? But yet y'all want to criticize Elon Musk for basically going into government and looking at where the money is going and cutting out the stuff that we don't need to be spending money on. What's wrong with that? I really don't understand why anybody would consider that something wrong with that. Oh, we know the ones that consider that, and I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of people, even more so, that's abandoning the Democratic Party. What's up, Mike, in the building? God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Good morning. Hopefully all is well with you. If you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. I really, 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 really do. But yeah, God, it perplexes me that anybody on that, if you have a reasonable mind, you got to look at the Democratic Party and say, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Nobody in their right mind will be okay with men going in women's sports, but yet they could not stand for that. Nobody in their right mind would be mad. Well, how you cannot stand for somebody who survived cancer? But I guarantee you, come, what is it? I think it's October where they sell where they breast cancer month. Is it October? Watch how much they be talking about breast cancer month. I think it's October. I'm not 100 on that, but I think it's October. But I guarantee you that come October, when they start talking about breast cancer month, watch you see the Democratic Party wearing pink and all that stuff, but y'all could not stand for DJ, who was a cancer survivor. Not, of course, not breast cancer, but he's a cancer survivor. But y'all can't stand for him. Y'all couldn't support that. But I guarantee you they'd be the same one out there, oh, we're going to do a walk for breast cancer month, but you couldn't do a stand for somebody who survived cancer. Y'all a bunch of evil demons. That's why I call them Democrats. Until they stop worshiping and serving Satan, that's what they're going to be to me. Democrats. It just doesn't make it doesn't make sense to me. This 95-year-old woman who don't know at this point, 95 years old, that's old. wanted her son home. Now I don't care how much. Yes, you're right, Mike, in the building. They'll stand for trans rights, but won't stand for but won't stand against the people being arrested for raping and murdering women. You're right. You're right, bro. You're right. Quarterman, you are absolutely 100% correct. If it would have been the Democrats standing up there saying the very same things Trump was saying, they would have been standing, clapping, and you'd have had to tell them to sit their behind down at that point. But they wouldn't do that. That tells you they two things. Number one, they have an extreme hate for Trump. So that they can't even celebrate wins. They can't even celebrate good stuff. There was nothing negative about none of that stuff that he was saying. And that's why I'm glad Trump had the spine and the backbone to call them out right there to their face. And that's what it doesn't make sense to me that anybody would continue this unless you worship Satan. That the only way you will stay there at this point. That's the only way you will stay there. Because it's an extreme embarrassment at this point. I've seen it a while ago, but they constantly keep showing themselves. A lot of us seen it a while ago. Some of us it took time for different people to see it. But now when you look at it, there's no way in the world you cannot see it at this point. There's no way you can't see it. But you can't tell them that. The Democrats are going to continue on because when Satan got a hold on you, he ain't trying to let go. And they don't even realize, well, I'm not going to say they don't realize. They might do realize it, but it is what it is. Yes, I agree. CM, I think you are 100% on that point too. And I feel the same way. I mean, I've emphasized this in other videos too, that I really personally believe that the Democrats, and that's why I keep calling them Democrats. I mean, I do giggle about it because it sounds funny, but this is what happened. They have such a stronghold, and that's why I said, you mean to tell me that you have such a hate in your heart that you could not stand for these type of things? And then, there was, if you look in the Bible, Jesus, when he emphasized about things, he said, because of the hardness of man's heart, is why Moses wrote that law about divorce. Had nothing to do with it. He said, because of the hardness of the heart. That's it. And right then and there, you see that because their heart is so hard. They have allowed Satan to take over their heart to the point where they could not even stand for wins. Regardless to who was saying it. It wouldn't have mattered to me who was saying it. Oh, wow, you survived that? And when I watched the story after the fact, because they interviewed the father and him, and I didn't know the story. And I'm like, he went through all of that? And still standing and still strong and still got to be able to smile and enjoy life? And y'all couldn't stand for that? Wow. Interesting. And like I said, with that 95-year-old mom who wanted her son home before she passed away, and y'all could not stand because he's home now and he's in the audience, and in their face, y'all sat down. I want y'all to pay attention to what I'm saying. In their face, the Democrats sat down. The Democrats sat down. And I'm not saying all of them because I think there was a couple of them that did stood, but by and large, the Democratic Party sat down through that. That's an embarrassment. That means y'all are pure, downright to the bone evil at this point. Y'all have been overtaken in sin. That's different. And you're right, Chris, for real. Those were amazing stories. How could you not celebrate that? But y'all had the audacity to stand up when Joe Biden spent all of this money to Ukraine that y'all can't even account for. Then y'all stood up and clapped. For all of this money y'all sent to Ukraine, that more than half of it you can't account for. So that tells me y'all stood up because y'all got all that money out of it and y'all was happy. Because that's the only reason why you would stand for that. Oh, we gave over $200 billion to Ukraine for a war. There's no end to it. Oh, yeah, because I got some of that. Thank you. Thank you, Joe Biden. We all got some of that. That's what we want. Trump, we want you to do the same thing. Give us some of that. That's it. That's what they stood for. That's the only reason why they was excited, because they got money. He was talking about money that they stole. Now y'all happy. But y'all wasn't happy about none of the other stuff. That's why I always say it. That's why I always say it. What's up, Donald? How you doing? God bless you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it very, very much. And that's it. That's why I say what I say. These people, they're all Democrats at this point. And all they do is confirm everything we talk about. You don't even have to try to go get it. They showing it to you. They just showing it. They showing it to you. How much hate they have in their heart. Because that wasn't even about Trump. That was about the people he was talking about. So y'all not happy that we caught the people that raped and murdered and going to jail. Y'all not happy about that. That raped and murdered Americans. Y'all not happy about that. The Democrats are not happy about that. Y'all couldn't celebrate that. But like I said, if you would have stuck Obama up there saying the same thing, they would have been standing up 1,000 times. You would have to force them to sit down at this point. You would have had to force them to sit down. That's crazy. Unbelievable. Crazy. But that's all right, Democrats. I keep saying it. Keep doing what you're doing. Because I can't count how many videos I've seen at this point when people said, you know what, I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. More people abandoning the Democratic Party, and this is beautiful to watch. It's beautiful. Because honestly speaking, that's another win. That's another win. Satan don't have no new tricks. He use the same stuff. And that's another win for America, because the more people that leave that mentality of what you see in the Democratic Party right now, the better for America. That's a more guarantee that the Republican Party, as long as they stay the way they are, America will be great for the next easily 8 to 12 years. Hopefully longer. But at least we'll have a good stretch of real leadership, good leadership, common sense leadership in America. Not the stuff we've been seeing from the last 4-year administration. It just doesn't add up. And I'm good. I'm so glad we are done with them. And here's the thing. They're doing it to themselves. We ain't even got to do nothing at this point. All we got to do is, when they do it, let everybody know. And honestly speaking, they're doing it to themselves over and over. Yeah, seeing me and you on point, we in agreement with that. I believe 100% that God has used Trump to do what he's doing. Even Trump eventually said it out of his own mouth, which, honestly speaking, I don't think I've ever heard no one politician say that, but not too long ago, he even said it out of his own mouth. But I saw it in my, believe me or not, you don't have to, a person don't have to or not, but I saw this a long time ago, and people that I know up close to person, I said it to him. I said, I see what God is doing, and I got to get on with this. I said, as a child of God, I got to get on with this. I said, and I got to be okay with whatever comes out of this. I said, because I'm going to be met with ridicule. I'm going to be criticized. I'm going to be met with ridicule. I'm going to be criticized. I said, I'm going to be called all types of names. And guess what? God, I'm 100% okay with it, because I see what you're doing, and I'm good with it. I know exactly what the Republicans did. They did something very stupid. Donald, Yeah, George Bush was an idiot. So what's your point? George Bush was an idiot. I'm not talking about George Bush, and neither am I talking about Republicans, even though I know they make mistakes, just like anybody else. But I'm talking about the Republicans that I see today. I like that mentality. I'm not talking about the George Bush era. Now, like I said before, if the Republican Party ever start to go or deviate from what I'm seeing right now, it'd be game over for them too. I always flip the script on them. But what I see in the Democratic Party right now, don't want no parts of it. Because one thing I do stand for at the most, at the end of the day, is I want God back in it. I want you to have the freedom to worship and praise your God no matter what. I don't want nobody trying to control people's government, trying to control people's life, and using the power of the government to try to do it. I got a problem with that. And I know that, some people may be okay with it, some people not. I don't like what I see in the Democratic Party. I think they are Democrats, and that's what they're going to be until they change their mentality. And if they change their mentality, hey, so be it. We'll see. But a lot of them, the ones that don't have no parts of what they're doing is they coming to the Republican side. And they're welcome. Because if you look at RFK, actually, it's quite a few of them. I'm off the top of my head. What's her name? I can't think of her name on top of my head. But a lot of those people that's on Trump's side, they were Democrats. They flipped the script. They said the Democratic Party left them. So at the end of the day, as much as it is Democrat and Republican, it's the mentality of the Republican Party is what Chelsea. This is the Republican Party. The mentality of the Republican Party is what we're in line with. Let the Republican Party start acting like the Democrats, and we'll see what happened with the Republican Party. But it took the Republican Party to get a common sense leadership before they started getting the training they got. The Republican Party was losing. And Obama, Joe Biden, that's 12 years. The Republican Party has been losing. Why? It took Trump to come in and bring common sense to the Republican Party before they started started to becoming popular amongst the American citizens. Prior to that, they were losing. And Trump did it so well that he got it all. So right now in the front, the Republican Party is in a position to do amazing things if they stay on board and follow what his leadership is. I'm getting what I voted for. Some people might not. They might be mad because they don't like what he's doing, but I like what he's doing. That's what I voted for. And a lot of what he's doing is not just about me personally, the country that I live in. Some of what he's doing affects some of my family members personally. Somewhat negatively. But as a country, we need this because it will not be sustainable if we don't fix it now. And that's real talk. It will not be sustainable. If we don't fix it now, it will not be sustainable. Real talk. It will not be sustainable. And that's real talk. Yeah, see, I don't know why I couldn't think of her name. But it just, for some reason, I couldn't get her name in my head. But yeah, but God bless America, man. God bless America. We're on our way to seeing some great, wonderful things. I don't care what nobody say. I'm looking at what's going on and I'm paying attention and I'm watching the stuff. Okay. Millions. What's up, Outlaw? How you doing? God bless you. God bless you. So, Donna, you said millions protesting on Women's Day. I don't know what you're talking about. But these are the very same idiots, and I'm going to call them idiots, who said Trump had a problem with women. But look at all the women that he put in power. They said he was going to take away women's rights. So you tell me, what right did he take away from women? Once again, the Democratic Party getting caught in lies. It don't make 50,000, that's fine. That's fine. And I guarantee you they were all liberals. They're never going to come to this side. We already know that. And I guarantee you that most of the ones out there had a whole bunch of hair color in their hair and all types of weird stuff going on. These are the very same people be talking about let's have abortion, but ain't nobody making they not into making children. Yes. You're right, Outlaw. We was just talking about that not too long ago, and you're absolutely right. 50,000 people that George Soros paid. And you're probably right. I don't know. My thing is this. And y'all got to be getting paid for somebody if y'all got time to just sit out there because the rest of America got to go to work. These people that sit out there and protest, laying on the ground, holding up traffic, doing all this crazy stuff out there, that tells me that somebody's funding this stuff because there's no way nobody can financially sustain that and not have a job and go to work. That means that y'all are living off of some type of funding that's coming from the government. So Outlaw, in my opinion, you might be right about that one. You might absolutely be correct because I got to go to work. I got to get them to go to work. I don't have time for that. That's everywhere I go, people hate Trump. Yeah, okay. Everywhere you go, people hate Trump. You must don't go very many places. Yes, you're right. His approval rate is above 60. And it's probably more higher than that, but they're not going to give you the whole truth. My thing is, as they say, Donald's, we already know what Donald stand at, but when you say that everywhere you go, everybody hate Trump, how is that possible when almost 80 million people voted for him? You do know he won the presidency, right? You don't get to become president when everybody hates you. Yeah, we know he is. He got Trump deranged syndrome. We know it, but it's okay though. Because my thing is this: he's right. The ones that hate Trump do hate Trump. That's why we seen the Democratic Party sit on their hands because they hated Trump so much that they could not stand up for wins for America. None of the stuff that was wins for America could they stand up. So we know all the ones that hate Trump. We already know. And we see exactly how they are because they Democrats. We don't have 280 million voters, Donald. What are you talking about? There's not 280 million registered voters in America. You're not making sense when you say that. So 280 million people can't vote because we don't have 280 million registered voters. So you should go do the math first, then say that. And we don't have that many registered voters. Now, if you're going to cheat, then yeah, you can do that. And speaking of cheating, a lot of people is getting indicted for that. Yeah, what? 5 people got, I forget, I was reading the story. I didn't get a chance to finish all of it, but a lot of them are going to jail. Oh yeah, but listen, we already know that. Donald just hate Trump. We already know that. When Trump showed up, listen, when Trump shows up at anything, when he showed up at NASCAR, he was celebrated. When he shows up at the wrestling matches and all that stuff, he's celebrated. UFC, you're right, events, he's celebrated. Basketball, football events, he's celebrated. I seen Obama show up at wasn't the Lakers. It was another game. Obama showed up and which name showed up at a Lakers game. Nobody even cared. They could have sat in there without security and wouldn't even bother them. That's how little they meant to anybody. Kamala Harris, she showed up at a Lakers game and nobody cared. And this is my point. Trump, much as people hate it, he's actually uniting the country. Because the vast majority of the country loves that man. Because most of the people that go into his history and they find out all of the things that he's done for people, they have a level of respect for him. And he's not a coward as a president. He stands strong. And we don't look weak having him as a leader. My, what do you mean my math? We don't have that many registered voters. That's it. It ain't no math. I know we don't have that many registered voters. That's not about math. Yeah. Yeah, he just you know how Donald is. He don't have no chill. He don't have no chill. That's why, you know what? Outlaw, you did your job. Appreciate you. I don't know where he's from. Only thing he is entertaining. I lost my only viewer. That's, you know what, Donald? Honestly speaking, it's okay, man. I love you. God bless you. But you know, you only come in here to start trouble. You're not here to actually have an open mind. And and most of the people here actually talks to you, and we actually try to embrace you, but you came off extremely disrespectful on more than one occasion, and I didn't even come at your neck about it. At one point I did, but we gave you a lot of grace and a lot of mercy. I hate to see you go, but if you go, you know, ain't nothing I can do about that. I'm not going to change my stance on my president because that's what I voted for. So God bless you. Hopefully, hope all is well with you. Yes, I did. He probably isn't. I don't think he is. But it doesn't, you know, and here's the thing. I gave him a wrench because he was always on my channel. And I tried. I really did. But at some point, you guys say, you know, it is what it is. It's nothing personal. It's just that, you know, that's some of the stuff that you're not even making common sense, bro. Like, you're not even making common sense at this point. To say 280 million people don't like Trump, you're not making sense. Or 280 million people didn't. You're not making sense. Yeah, and that's it. Like, I understand you having a political disagreement, Outlaw. I understand, like, you know, Donald having a political disagreement. But some of the comments are just so far. And some of the stuff that he puts up there, a lot of times I wasn't even responding to him because when it gets that stupid, I just leave it alone. I don't even care now. Like, okay, now you just choose to be stupid at this point. There's no way you choosing to be this crazy. So at that point, I just leave it alone. I just go ahead about my business. I don't even respond to it. And that's where I leave it at. Yes, you're absolutely right. And here's the thing, and it's the same thing with me. I remember I got a lot of family. CM, I got a lot of family in Ohio, right? And we had a reunion up there, and I said I'm going to drive up. I haven't been up there in a while, and I said I'm going to drive up. But I intentionally got off the highway because I wanted to do some local through. Now I'm from PA, so I haven't been up in like Erie, PA, in that area for a while, so I just kind of got off and took a long route just to see what was, you know, where how things looked out there. Now, when you're in Philadelphia, you're going to see what? Democratic stuff. So it's going to be Kamala Harris everywhere. Very little you're going to see Trump because where I live at is by and large Democrat. But man, when I started going out there and I came back and I said, man, they doing Ohio, man, they was doing it big. Outside of Philadelphia and certain parts of Pennsylvania, and a lot of places in Pennsylvania, they was doing it big. But really what blew my mind is when I went through the Amish. Now, I'm watching the horse and buggy. Did you know you usually see the Amish driving the horse and buggy with Trump flags on them? I'm like, oh, wow. The Amish. riding around on their buggies with Trump 2024 flags on their buggies. So there is no logical explanation to say that 280 million people don't like Trump. You're not even making logical sense at that point. Right. And that's what I'm talking about. Listen, the Amish don't even get into politics like that. But again, Joe Biden and the Democratic Party, they forced them to, because they was up there trying to tell them how to do what they do. The government was, again, overstepping its boundaries and trying to tell them how to do stuff, and they got pissed off because at that point, they're not even allowed to make money no more. And the Amish don't look for the government for anything. They are self-sustaining people. Yes. And they said, no, we ain't having that. And I'm going to say probably 100% of them voted for Trump. And they helped flip Pennsylvania red because of them. They helped flip Pennsylvania red because of them. And it was encouraging to see that God-fearing people come together. And I don't think the Democrats realized how big the giant was before that was sleeping. They just thought that, everybody's like the Democrats and everybody's not like that. Now, we might have some ways that's not good and bad or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, the vast majority of Americans love God. Even if sometimes our behavior don't always line up. No, they be like, no, man, I don't care how messed up I am. I'm God first, country first, family first. We got to get this back together. And then that giant woke up. And this is what they did not see. They did not see this part. Because at the end of the day, it was a prayer of God's people that flipped everything. Because God, one thing about God is when he hear the cry of his people, it's a game on now. When you see the God's people, it's like, man, this is ridiculous, God. Gas prices is going up. This is ridiculous, God. I can't afford to feed my family. This is ridiculous, God. The world is unsafe. Crime is running everywhere. God, what are we going to do? Something's not right. This is God's people talking to God. They're not just getting on their knees talking to God. They pumping their gas talking to God. They in the grocery stores talking to God. In line trying to pay for their food, trying to figure out how they're going to make it, talking to God. And then I'm not talking about just, they everyday daily prayer type stuff. I'm talking about real talk. And then they got tears running out their eyes. God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make my mortgage. God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay my rent. They got tears running out their eyes. So nobody's going to sit there and try to tell me that God ain't in this. He heard the cry of his people. Now, you might not like it because you're a Democrat, but at the end of the day, God heard the cry of his people. Because it's not just about them praying. They're crying because they're basically being forced into slavery because everything that they're working for, the wealthy are getting now. And the wealthy aren't doing anything to get it. They're being forced. And you're absolutely right. Jesus Christ is king. And he is untouchable. And nothing worse than when you put your hands on God's people the way that the Joe Biden administration has done. When you put your hand on God's people, it's like touching God's eye. And at that point, he said, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And now that y'all went and tried to insult God's creation by saying that men can be women and women can be men, and you want to insult God, and he said, you know what? I'm not going to open my power on you. I'm going to strip you of everything. I've gave you grace. I've gave you mercy. And now I'm going to strip you of everything. And you know what he did? He made, listen to how much what happened lines up with Trump. He made Trump's enemies his footstool. Because the enemies is making people like Trump more by what the enemies are doing. He said, I will make your enemy your footstool. And Trump is literally the living example of God making his enemies his footstool, because the enemy is doing all the dumb stuff, and which is making Trump look like the hero. And I'm not saying that Trump isn't a good dude. What I'm saying is you seeing the biblical scriptures being made alive right in our face. So I ain't got, when I talk what I talk, I'm looking at it from a God biblical perspective too. I'm looking at the miracle take place every single day right here in America. Yes. Yes, you're right, Outlaw. You're right. And let me tell you something, being African American in America, especially when I first started this, believe me when I tell you, I took smoke and I did not care. I made it a point. I had to talk with God. I said, God, listen, I see what you're doing. I know that I'm going to get ridiculed and criticized for what I'm about to do, but I see what you're doing. And because I love you, God, and I know you love me, and I see what you're doing with this man, and I see everything that's taking place, I'm 100% in. And guess what? At that point, I was 100% okay with the smoke. And after a couple of times, God was like, son, you are my child. He said, don't you stand down, you stand strong. And at some point, man, when I say if you look at some of my old videos and stuff like that, you be like, oh man, they was coming for my neck, and guess what? I stood my ground. There were moments when I was in a room with people, and they all attacking me at the same time. But none of them had no argument to come back with. And now everything that I'm saying is exactly what was taking place at the time. And you know what? And believe me when I tell you, I know. I know firsthand. But I did not back down, and I stood my ground. And you know what? Listen, a lot of them flipped. I'm not saying all of them did, but a lot of them flipped. Because they started to see what I was saying. And then what ended up happening, I said, how can you, listen, if you tell me one thing that Trump is doing as a president that's against the Bible. Tell me one thing. If you say you believe in God, you say you worship God and Jesus Christ your Lord and Savior, you tell me one thing that he is trying to do in his agenda that is against God. Oh, I didn't even see the new Democratic commercial, but and that's what I asked him. I said, now let's look at the Democratic Party. And then I said, now look at the Democratic Party. I said, they're trying to say it's okay for men to be with women. I mean, men to be with men. You can't produce life out of that. That's against God. I said, I don't care. People have a choice to do what they want to do. But I'm talking about your stance with God at this point. Biblically speaking, that's against God. This is a Democratic Party. Oh, man, I got to check that out. I don't know nothing about that. Yes, I agree with you, CM. And this is my point. Is that, and listen, I'm not, and listen, Trump has already won the election. Real talk. We got the Republican Party majority in the House and the Senate. But see, my thing is this, I'm not letting off the gas just because we've got all of that, because I know how this can go. We got to keep this train rolling to where there is no way for them to come back. And there was a video that I've done a while back. It's a short that I've done. And I said to them, I said, if Trump wants to go into the black community and campaign, right? This is what I said. This is probably a year ago at this point. And I said, if Trump wants to go in the black community and campaign and ask for their vote and actually do what he said, I said, he would destroy the Democratic Party and there will be no way for the Democrats to come back. This is exactly what I said in the video. And I said this over a year ago. And now look what we see. When Trump came to Philly, I was there. And this is what we see now. Look at what's happening to the Democratic Party. They have no way to. They are so destructive right now. They have no way to come back. And that's what did the Bible say? One can put 1,000 to flight, but two can put 10,000 to flight. Look at what when Trump decided he was going to run again. Look what ended up happening at the Democratic Party. They are dismantled, and they're falling over each other right now. They have no way of coming back out of this. So the only way the Democratic this is the only way the Democrat will be able to survive this whole situation is to first repent, tell America the truth, and then switch your mentality back to where it's supposed to be when it comes to the America First agenda. You're right, they don't. They don't. Yeah, that's the only Christianity is the only one that they will literally come at full steam. But they won't do it to no other religion. Because the reason why they do it, because people are mad at the truth. Satan only mad at the truth. So if you want to know where the truth is at, it's the one that they mad at the most. Yes. They understand. You're right. They do. The only reason why they come at Christianity because it's the truth. Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man coming to the Father except through me." They don't like that part. They want to be able to go to the Father without him. Good luck with that. It ain't gonna happen. But it is what it is. Because I'm gonna tell you, at the end of the day, God ain't shook by none of it. Jesus ain't shook by none of that. He looking at him, he's like, he laughing in the face of them because they have no idea what they're doing. That's the real stuff. They don't even know what they're doing. He like, Father, forgive them because they know not what they do. Even though they think they're doing right, but they don't even realize. There's a way that seemeth right unto man, but the way thereof is to destruction. And that's exactly what you see. They're evil and they're destructive. That's it. You're right. But we can't listen, at the end of the day, as much as we have already experienced and all the miracles that God has done in this country with putting America back to where it's supposed to be as greatness, because what people don't realize is that if you look at our Constitution and you look at the way our Constitution is written, it was written in a way for us to represent God on earth. If you really look at the Constitution, it was written in a way for us to represent God on earth. The standard. And what's happening is that they're trying to they don't want to represent God, they want to represent flesh. And we all got issues. None of us are perfect. And this is not about being perfect. But God's standard does not change because we're imperfect. We can't lower God's standards and God's way where he wants us to be to what us because we refuse to get there or we struggling to get there. It don't change. It is what it is. You either going to work on making yourself better to reach the standard as close as possible with God's help. But you can't try to say, you can't try to make exceptions because you don't like it. And my point to that is, if I'm guilty, I can't change God's standard because I'm the one in the guilt. No, I got to work on the part that I'm in the guilt of to try to get closer to the standard as possible. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't want to serve a God that has the same standard as me because at that point you just like me. At that point it wouldn't even make sense. Why am I worshiping you when you carry the same standard as I do? Why would I want to serve a God that has the same level as I am? That don't make sense to me. So in order for me to want to worship it, so you have to show yourself mighty, great, above. Yeah, they're gonna call him racist to Not all of them, but a lot of them is going to call on racist till the cows come home. They ain't, some of them that's just going to stay there because they refuse to see it any other way. But they never can show me where he's racist at. That's why you need, that's why, fortunately, you need people like me who's not afraid to tell the truth. And I ask them every single time I run into people like that, it's not off topic. That's part of this channel. This one here is that's a 458 SOCOM, and the one over here where you see kind of see the tip of it is that's a 556. That one is, I got at the gun show. As guys, it just makes them or whatever the case may be. That's a 556 over there. But this one right here is Black Rain. That's a 458 SOCOM. So this one is chambered in 458 SOCOM. That one's chambered in 556. But this is my baby. This is that right there. That's my favorite. But no, it's not off topic. When you talking about guns, that's not off topic with me. It's never off topic. I'm a gun fan. I like guns. I don't have a whole lot of them, but I got a couple of them. I got a few things. I got a couple of hands. You know, I got a shotgun, and I got my couple of rifles or whatever. But yeah, it ain't off topic over here. That's you talking lame. I'm still learning a lot at this point, but it is what it is. But again, that's part of our Constitution right there. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. But yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. If you're on this live, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it very, very much. No, bro. Hey, listen, at the end of the day, I get it. But yeah, at the end of the day, you can't. We that love God. And we're not looking for perfection. We know Trump ain't perfect. We know that the people that he picked in his cabinet ain't perfect. We're not looking for perfection. What we're looking for is common sense and what makes sense. And everything, for the most part, that he was talking about in this campaign just made common sense. And we know that he was a doer. He's more of a doer than he is a talker. He's going to tell you what he's going to do, but he actually has accomplishments to prove that he actually put effort behind what he says. Not only that, if you look into his history, he's been a pillar in his communities. People that know him up close and personal. He's been a giver. He's been a helper. And he's been a hero at times. So when you start to look at this person, if you really want to know a person's character, you listen to the people that's close around them, and you kind of get an idea of what you're really dealing with. I'm not talking about politicians. I'm talking about people that's up close around Trump personally. And then I start looking at all the backstory. I'm like, man, this dude he's actually a decent dude. He does a lot. He's done a lot for the black community long before politics. I know that Trump don't really talk about this stuff. He keep it kind of quiet because I think that those are the things that's like near and dear to his heart. So he don't really talk about all the stuff that he does for a lot of people. And I think that that's self-fulfillment for him. But he's a man that don't drink. He doesn't smoke. He don't promote drugs. He don't promote nonsense. And the only reason why y'all hating on him because he's actually trying to do the right thing for the country. And that is not financially beneficial to corruption. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But it's a wonderful day in America. And I'm going to be honest with you, I know we go on and we have these conversations and we talk about politics and stuff like that, but I'm telling y'all, I am so encouraged. Like we've already seen a lot, and there's a whole lot of parts moving. So it's hard to keep up. I ain't gonna lie to you. Even for me, it's like, man, this is exhausting. Because there's a whole lot of moving parts right now. But as these parts start to come together, and after a while, you're going to see it slow down because things are going to go filter into just now. It's just going to flow and flow and flow. But once you have to make all of these drastic measures and take all these drastic steps fast, quick, in the beginning, and over time, you're going to start to see the results of this stuff. You're going to start to, if they all go through the way they should go through. And I'm looking forward to the next 4 years. I'm excited. Minimum 4 years. Because I think if we can get, I don't know where Trump's health is going to be at 4 years from now, but my thing is that if we can flip the script and J.D. Vance just be president and Trump still stay there as vice president and he can still advise as vice president, but J.D. Vance making the decisions, we can keep this train going on even longer. Now, J.D. Vance do 8 years, that's even beautiful. Then we can get some of the other ones like Byron Donalds and I even like Ron DeSantis. Even though I didn't want him there at this point, I still like him. And those type of people. And at this point, we might have a Republican running the office for 20 years. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know. I'm not 100% on what the ATF do. I just think, yeah, I agree. I think we should have just got rid of it. But we'll see. I mean, maybe he's trying something that we don't see. And maybe he realize at some point he might realize that, you know what, it's not necessary. Let's just go ahead and get rid of it. Yeah, I think maybe he just said, let's just see how it go. And if you can get the right person under the ATF and they actually run the ATF the way it's supposed to be, then it doesn't hurt anybody. I mean, because me personally, I believe that all gun laws are unconstitutional. Any gun law, anything that the ATF does, anything that brings a restriction to people to being a gun owner, I have a problem with. I don't agree with no gun law. I agree with the only thing I agree with is the United States Constitution that says that this right shall not be infringed. And that's where, because I think that the United States government should be under the threat of its people just as much as the people is under the threat of the government. So I don't care. They say, oh, well, you shouldn't have automatic. I think we should have automatic weapons. I don't think there should be no ban on any type of weapon. That's where I'm at. I don't think if you got money to be able to purchase a tank, then you should be able to buy a tank. I don't care. Because I don't think that we should be able, when Joe Biden sat up there and said, in order to take on the government, you will need what was it? I forget what he said. F-15s or whatever, fighter jets, basically. You know what that said to me? I need to be able to buy a fighter jet. That's what it said to me. When he said in order for you to be able to take on the government, you're going to need F-15. Then I was saying to myself, I need to make enough money to purchase an F-15. I should be allowed to have an F-15. Because at that point, you just threaten American citizens with an F-15. So that means that I think every American, if you can afford it, you should be able to purchase an F-15. That's just that's where my head is at. Because now you're threatening us with F-15s. Then we don't have a chance to fight. You're right. Then we should be able to have F-15s. Outlaw, what you mean? I'm not sure what you mean when you say right people or whom they hang out with. Or are you saying people, you're like the people you hang out with? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I just don't but I love it. I'm excited about this country. I'm excited about America. I love what we're doing. I love where we're going. Okay, all right. I just want to be sure I'm understood you. You might be right. They probably should abolish the ATF. But like I said, I don't know. Like I can't. I don't agree with the ATF. I just, I'm just thinking maybe he have a different perspective. Maybe he saw something. Maybe he think that maybe we can turn it around. Yeah, I don't like it neither. But I just think Zelensky don't want to. He don't want to end the war. He want to keep making money off of it. That's where I see it at. I just think Zelensky wants to keep making money off of it. Because why would you want to end the war? Because if you end the war, it's going to end the funding. Yeah, you're right about that, Outlaw. I know when you talk about now, as far as the ATF, they were overstepping them. They were acting like they were the ones that write laws. I agree. Yeah. I see why now I see where you was going with that. You're right. Yeah, they should abolish it. Yeah, no, conversation over at that point. You're right. You're right. I forgot about that part. Yep. You 100. Yep. Abolish it. I forgot about that part. I forgot. Yes, they were. They were extremely almost. They thought they was the ones writing the laws. Yeah. And it's Zelensky that wants to keep it going because he wants to. And I, Outlaw, I'm gonna look at this the same way I look at the city of Philadelphia as it relates to crime. I always tell people that the city of Philadelphia, and I'm only use the city of Philadelphia because that's where I'm from. They don't want to get rid of crime because therefore, why would you need all these judges? Why would you need all these police? Why would you need all of these lawyers and all this other stuff? They don't want to get rid of the crime. They don't want to reduce crime because if they reduce crime, then that means that these people are not going to have a job. So they're not going to reduce. They're never going to fix it. Yeah, I'm right. You're right. You're right, Outlaw. That's exactly what you're right. And they tried to. They wanted. And my thing is this. You know what, Outlaw? This is how dumb. You're right. With the ATF, I agree with you. They don't. How could you work for the ATF and not understand guns? Like that's the biggest problem I had was how can you work for the ATF and not understand what a pistol brace was? That didn't even make sense to me. Like, and when they was, I think I forget his name, but when he sat before Congress and he did not know what the purpose, when they didn't know what the purpose of a pistol brace was, how do you ban a pistol brace for handicapped people? People that have handicap and want to be able to use a firearm. Aren't there laws that says that you should not discriminate against people with disability? But then the ATF turns around and write a rule to discriminate against people with disabled, because that's basically somebody having a will. You saying you can't have wheels for your wheelchair, even though you need the wheelchair. So you can't have the right to protect yourself with a firearm, which is a constitutional right, because you got a disability that don't allow you to use that firearm very well. So you can get a pistol brace that would allow you to add more strength to you to be able to use actually fire a pistol a lot more good and a lot more accurate. So to me, yeah, you're absolutely right, bro. Right. You 100 on that one. Yeah, they should have abolished it. You're right. But as it relates to Zelensky, he don't want to get rid of that war. He wants to keep collecting money. And my thing is this. He couldn't strong on Trump like he was doing with Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. So now he's strong on in the UK and all the other ones to keep funding this war. So my thing is this. Let them do it. As long as America's out of it and our tax dollars ain't going back to it, that's where I'm at. I'm good with it. I don't want our tax dollars going to it no more anyway. If we're not getting anything in return, then there's no need for us to keep funding that war. But they don't want to. It's like I was saying with the city of Philadelphia. They don't want to get rid of these places that crime is high. They don't want to get rid of the crime because that's how they make their money. Zelensky is doing the same thing. He's going around begging for money. He wants the war to continue because then he's going to keep getting money. But if that war comes to an end, he's not going to make no money. That's what the Democratic Party do. That's why they always want war. and some Republicans, they always want war. Why? Because they want to make money. They don't want to end it. They'd rather see people die and be slaughtered for them to continue to make money. They don't care. That's real talk. They don't. And that's why I kind of agree with Trump. And let's talk business. Let's talk tariffs. Let's not pull out firearms and guns and go at each other. Let's try to do it another way at it. Let's go at it another way. And that's why I think he's more so of a man of peace. If everybody's making money, ain't nobody trying to fight. You try, even on the streets. If everybody making money, we don't want to fight. And my thing is this: listen. The picture that the Democratic Party paints of Putin, I do not agree with. I don't think that Putin is Putin has every right to protect his country, and Putin has every right to do the things that are the best interest of his country. But if Putin and America and Ukraine, it doesn't matter. If they can do business and make money and nobody's dying, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's what it's supposed to be. Like, why do people always got to die? Because the people that's saying this stuff and promoting this stuff aren't the ones staring down the bullet. They not being shot at and sent out there to fight these wars that they keep trying to promote. And that's real talk. So if you can do it the way Trump does it, through peace and strength and negotiation and conversation, and we can all come to some conclusion where everybody's making money and we all good. Not only are we making America great, Ukraine is making Ukraine great, Russia great, UK great. All these countries become great because we all good now. We're not fighting at each other. What's wrong with that? Why is that such a problem? I think that is the most. Could you imagine being in a world where anybody don't trying to fight over nothing no more? We all just sharing and we all making money and sharing and every country is doing good? What's wrong with that? And nobody's dying over this stuff? What's wrong with that? And if we have a president that has figured out a way to actually get this done, possibly, what's wrong with that? Why do we have to hate another country? For what? We can love our own country the most because that's where we live and want to put our country first, but we don't have to have a hate one other country unless they give us a reason to. That's just my opinion on it. I don't want to see nobody die. I don't want to see nobody going to war. I don't want to see nobody getting slaughtered because somebody else don't like something. Yep, you're right. Isaiah 4:10. And CM, you hit it on the point. You brought that one up on the point. And that's what we have to do. Like I said, and you're going to get hate. There always going to be some that's not going to like how this is going. But for the vast majority of us, we voted the right way. And we accomplished what we needed to accomplish to get America back on to where it needs to be at. And hopefully we can establish peace through strength with all the decisions that coming out of Washington. And no, he's not going to hit on point on everything. But for the vast majority of the decisions that Trump is making, it's in the best interest of our country. And honestly, I don't know what minerals they was actually trying to get over in Ukraine. But in my mind, it's like, well, at least we're getting something out of it. We ain't just handing them billions of dollars and get nothing. That to me is a better idea. I'll give you the money. We want the material. We can use that material to recap some of that money. It might not make up for all of the money, but at least it might make up for some of the money. I don't believe in just handing handouts anyway, because that's what happens. Now you keep begging for more and more and more. As opposed to say, no, you're going to earn this money. So if we got to earn it. In America, we got to go earn it. We got to go work. We got to go do it. So we should not be handing people money from other countries if they ain't finding a way to earn it from us. We shouldn't be keep doing it. We can help a little bit, but at some point, we got to get something in return. Stop taking advantage of our country. America is a kind, generous country. I get it. But there is some point where the kindness and the generosity become a crutch for other countries. And that's where the problem is. Now they don't want to give up anything for it. All right, well, go get it from them. We good. And it is what it is. But God is good, man. God is good, and I'm blessed, and I hope everybody here is blessed. I hope that we have, it's going to take time to see the results of this election, and we are good with it. Yes, and we did. We voted for pro-life, and we are good with it. And God is good, man, and it's been a blessing. Yes, yep, pro-life, secure border, a better economy. More, strengthen the family, strengthen the home, strengthen the country, safe, not letting crime just have its way all around the board, all the way around the board. Like, God is good. God is good. God is good. But, just so y'all know, I'm working on some things in the background. Like, I really want to build this channel to where I can actually do a lot more. It's going to take time or whatever the case may be. But God bless y'all. Thank y'all for your support. I really do. I appreciate it. I don't take any bit of this lightly. I appreciate everything that y'all, when y'all show up, y'all spend your time. I know it's valuable. And, I don't take none of this lightly. I really don't. And I thank y'all been a blessing to me. It's encouraging when y'all come in and I see y'all, even the ones that spew the hate, is still encouraging. I love it. I love it. It's entertaining. And it's a beautiful thing to watch. I'm trying to get this channel to the point where it's growing and growing and growing, and you guys are on this ride with me that stays and come in there, and just so you guys understand it, it takes money to do this stuff. It really does. And I'm working on some things in the background that you might eventually come. Hopefully I could get it all done, and eventually y'all get to see exactly what I was talking about. But it's coming along, whatever case may be. And if anybody on this live, I don't like asking for money or whatever case, because I'm not asking for it, but I'm just saying, if you feel generous, my Cash App is on my on the front of my page. If you look at my page, it does have my Cash App address. If you're feeling generous, you don't have to. God bless you. Nothing changed. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. But if somebody feeling generous, because my channel isn't monetized and I got a lot of things I'm trying to do, you want to help, I appreciate it. You don't have to. I really don't. It's your choice. I'm not one of those people that it's hard for me to take anything from anybody for that matter, because I like to work for mine. I like to put the effort in and whatever case be. But sometimes people feel like they want to support what you're doing. They want to be a part. And if you feel like you do, my Cash App is there. And if you want to click it, maybe feel generous, I appreciate it very, very, very much. God bless you. God bless you. And I'm going to keep you in prayer and stay strong. Stay strong. We all in this together. And at the end of the day, Jesus Christ is Lord. And none of us are perfect, but he was. And he is. And if it was not for Jesus Christ, we wouldn't be in the position that we're in. Salvation would not be available to man if it would not be for Jesus Christ. And I thank him every single day for saving my soul. And if you out here and if you on this live and you don't know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, regardless of anything we talk about or say politically, that is the number one thing you're going to need in this life, is a relationship with Jesus Christ and to want to give your life to him. Outside of that, we just all talking. But with that said, I want everybody to have a blessed, wonderful day. I'm getting ready to get up out of here. I got a lot of things I got to do. But outside of that, y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. Outlaw, CM, all y'all. Appreciate y'all very, 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 very much. And the same for you, brother. Same for you, CM. Same for you. Appreciate you. God bless you. Y'all have a wonderful day. Until the next time, I'll see y'all, which will be more likely Wednesday, but I might show up earlier than that. But we'll see. But God bless y'all anyway. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. Peace.